Redemption or domination, a passage to the semifinals or a surprise from the underdogs. Welcome to the second leg of the quarterfinals in the continuation of your 2023 Copa Paulino Alcantara. Keep the legacy. We are here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium and we have Maharlika Manila FC against Stallion Laguna FC Part 2. My name is Jamer Del Cruz and alongside my buddy Glenn Casas. Glenn, how are you and what are you expecting in this matchup? The second matchup for Maharlika and Stallion Laguna.
Well, I'm really expecting a nice game today. Hopefully, Maharlika has done their assignment this time around because, of course, Stallion Laguna, coming off from their last AFC stint, would really want to flex some muscle, show that in the domestic they can dominate. And they have been dominating so far. So, ito talaga, they have to really show who's boss in this competition right now. They really would want to bring that form even when they go internationally again after the Copa. So, getting a very good result today, it'll be important for them.
Well, it's going to be exciting to see what miracle or surprise we're going to have at our hands with Maharlika Manila FC trailing 5 goals to nil against Stallion Laguna FC in this cup tie. But before we go into the lineups and everything else, we would like to thank each and every one of you watching this game on our Facebook and our YouTube stream. Everybody supporting the local club football scene. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. And also, we would like to discuss a little bit of history between these two sides, Maharlika Manila and Stallion Laguna FC. No strangers to the Philippines Football League. I've already met plenty of times in the past, and we've seen Stallion winning all 5 games, all of the last 5 games, scoring 14 goals and only conceding 2 goals against Maharlika Manila FC. What does that say in this cup tie?
Well, if that's the current form that they have head to head, then that means that Maharlika Manila really have to do something different right now in order for them to see if they could reverse, turn the tables around, see if they can get something different from this game, and especially if it's a game of this importance.
Well, it's going to be exciting again to talk about that. Now we take a look at the starting lineups. First off, for the underdogs, the trailing Maharlika Manila FC. They have composed a different lineup this time. Not much of a change in terms of the personnel that they're going to be using, but formation change from their last time out. They're going to be playing 4-2-3-1, and also goalkeeper Mendez is stepping in for the constant Yosuke Suzuki. What do you think about these changes right now, Glenn?
Right now, the first thing that comes to mind when I see na nagbago sila ng lineup, nagbago sila ng formation, they are either trying something different to expect something different. Kasi nga, you can't expect something to change if you're going to do the same thing over again, right? And maybe this could be the change that could give them the advantage. But at the same time, it's also too risky to put in a lineup that you haven't really tried and tested with other teams as well. So knowing that this isn't how Maharlika normally runs, it's kind of like a high risk, high payout kind of thing.
Well, it's going to be exciting to know what kind of payout they're going to get in this matchup. But talking about being tested, player to watch for Maharlika Manila FC is player number 2. That's Tyler John. Well, we're going to take a look at Tyler John in a few minutes, but Tyler John is one of the players to watch out for Maharlika Manila FC. Tested in defense, player in offense as well. Scored, I think he's also scored a goal in the Copa Paulino Alcantara campaign. What does he have to do in order to keep Maharlika Manila in the running here in the Copa?
In his position right now, he has to have that box-to-box ability. He needs to be able to help out his defenders when he runs back. He needs to be able to deliver the ball, take control of that midfield. Because if they cannot control the midfield, especially with the Stallion, who's very physical, who's very fit, it will be problematic for them if he cannot keep up.
Well, they're going to have problems if they're going to face a rearing Stallion Laguna FC as we take a look into the lineups this time around for Stallion Laguna FC. Vicente Valdez, a former player of Maharlika Manila FC, suiting up for Stallion Laguna FC on goal. pretty much almost the same lineup that they have. But again, the thing to look out for in this squad is they're forming up a very dynamic formation. At the start, we were thinking about they're going to be playing 4-3-3, but by the looks of it, they're going to be having Schaffner as one of their holding midfield to make it a 4-1-2-3 for them. What do you think about that, Glenn?
Well, hindi ma-appreciate ng fans niya kasi we're seeing exactly how the coach has lined his team up using the sheet that I'm seeing here. But yeah, you're right. With Scheffner moving a little bit behind the two midfielders in front of him, then that means that they're probably going to utilize him as someone who would give support to the center backs. And at the same time, he has actually been a good provider in the midfield as well. So he should be able to work that out, see if he can make some passes and control the midfield. It's pretty much a midfield game today. It could be.
Well, if providing is what he must do and what he needs to do in this game, he's going to provide plenty of goals for this player to watch out for, Stallion Laguna FC. You have Ivanovsky, who already scored 2 goals in this cup tie, scored 1 in an open play and scored a penalty. He's also in the starting lineup right now for Stallion Laguna. What do you think of this?
Nag-iinit yan si Ivanovsky. I have, ever since I've started commentating, especially because I've mostly commentated on Stallion Laguna games, he is a very rampant player. I mean, not just with the number of goals that he has provided, but he's also one of the players who makes that key pass, makes that key dribble. You give him the ball, give him a little bit of space, even give him a half chance, you know he's going to take it. And that's what defenders hate. Yung mga half chances na yan, sometimes they most commonly don't turn out into a goal, pero sometimes at the most critical moment it would.
Well, we've already picked our players to watch. We've already laid out the players out here. And now it's time for the pre-match ceremonies. And when we come back, it's Maharlika Manila FC against Stallion Laguna FC here in this quarterfinals of the Copa Paulino Alcantara 2023. Keep the legacy. The players are ready, the coaches are ready, and the officials are ready. We have the last of the quarterfinal matchup here in the Copa Paulino Alcantara. 3 tickets have already been booked. KFC Iloilo. Then there's Dynamic Herb Cebu FC earlier on. And also Davao Aguilas Yumac FC have already booked their tickets for the semifinals. One more at lilipad na tayo for this Copa Paulino Alcantara semifinals. But before that, take a good look at the two sides. Maharlika Manila FC sporting their blue and pink kits. And Stallion Laguna wearing their all-white. And again, an interesting matchup. A mountain to climb for Maharlika Manila FC as we have a good look at our match officials for this game. But before that, Stallion Laguna FC looking to impose their dominance in the Copa Paulino Alcantara against Maharlika Manila FC and looking to mount a comeback. The king of comebacks, a remontada if you may say, is what they need in order to make this a contest, push this to extra time or even the penalty shootout. But we have the enforcers of the match, John Mike Basinang, the first referee, assisted by Relly Balila, Aldous Mirafuentes the second, and their fourth official is Chris Mark Nanyola, and our match commissioner is Ira Ilan. Interesting game that we have out here. Maharlika Manila FC known for some big comebacks in the past, known to shake things off in terms of the Philippines Football League, also known as the underdogs, or let's say the dark horses of each and every tournament that they play in. But right now, what do they have to do against a very dominant side like Stallion?
Well, we can never expect exactly what's going to happen at the end of it. Like I said, Maharlika has put their chips on the line. They've made some changes that they feel would be critical to this game. And now, Stallion only needs to ride this. They don't even need to push hard enough. They just need to make sure that they can get a decent game today. And that should be enough for them. So it's exactly as you say. It is not just a mountain to climb. This is not Mount Everest. This is K2.
Wait, mataas-taas na. But then again, Maharlika Manila knows how to mount a comeback, but it is going to be difficult knowing that Stallion Laguna FC wants to bounce back on that midweek performance that they've had in the AFC Cup. But then again, it's all about learning experience for all of the clubs playing in the AFC competitions that we had. Now we're seeing the gap, we're seeing the difference, and it's time for them to show what they've learned from that experience.
You can all remember Stallion Laguna used to be the Dark Horses. They were the ones who normally would mount a comeback or would take the game by surprise. Let's see what's going to happen here now.
Well, here we go. Final preparations as Maharlika Manila FC will start the game with Ibrahim Endur on attack. They're going to be playing from left to right. There we have it.
Okay.
Okay. That was something.
Well, that's okay. I mean, they need to shake a few things off, get it started for real.
Was it an attempt to lure Stallion Laguna in that, no, magdedepensa lang kami dito sa laro na to. We're just gonna kick a ball out and then afterwards they're gonna go for the attack? We don't know.
I mean, it's not impossible. It's something that they can do, and they have the capability to mount a counter-attack themselves. But looking at this game, Stallions would at least likely be the counter-attacking team here.
So we have our first free kick of the match after the foul near the halfway point of this field. Baguio send one long in. Great pass towards the path on the right side for Sampaga, but couldn't capitalize. Here's MJ Canicosa on the ball, trying to use his skills. Young boy from Tondo, but Ivanovsky has his own skill set as he sends the pass towards the path of Finn McDaniel. Endure with possession for Maharlika Manila FC. Tried to square the ball, but nobody there for him. Ball goes out. Throw in right now for Maharlika.
Well, that vacant Sampaga there could have actually gotten that ball into good position.
Canicosa, babalik dito kay Ambong. Inside the box. Left it for the far post. And it will be left out for a goal kick as well.
This is good stuff from Maharlika. They know that they have a mountain to climb. They need to start early in reducing the deficit if they want to have anything from this game.
Another player that we've seen come back to the fold for Maharlika Manila FC, Usman Zheng. Their defender knows how to be a box-to-box player as well for Maharlika Manila FC. So it seems like Coach David Bassa is already pulling out all the cards that he can use in order to mount a comeback and make this an interesting quarterfinal match at our hands.
Well, that's exactly what we wanted to see here. A little shuffling there, a little bit of some imagination sa strategy. Hopefully it mounts to something, but looks like we have a counter here.
Good pass towards the path. I think that was Galeana. Felonco's pass couldn't connect, but the ball stays for Stallion Laguna FC on his throw-in.
Another speedy player in Galeana. That's one of the guys that Stallions most often make that long pass to, and he does have that burst of speed whenever he does get the ball in space.
Well, you could also see that Stallion is resting some players after that encounter in Australia. Galeana down the byline. It's covered well by Baguio. So it's going to go out for a corner, first one of the game for Stallion Laguna FC.
Yeah, Galeana, just like as expected, making himself a nuisance of the defenders on that right side.
Galeana to take this corner for Stallion Laguna. Time to kick things up for the boys from the stable of Laguna, but it's headed away. Ball will stay for Stallion Laguna FC.
Stallion still moving the ball. Kind of lost it there, but they still have it in possession. Right side, I think
Through
they find
ball.
Galeana.
Galeana is offside on that sequence. But great intention though with that through pass. Let's take a look at that again.
So close, that one. It could have gone either way.
It's a very marginal call by our linesman. But then he has the better vantage point. He's near that play. So we could say that it's the right call for that sequence. But what could have been for Stallion if Galeana had went through?
Yeah, I mean, a little split-second delay could have actually made that difference. Ganun ka konti yung gap eh.
Maharlika sends this one out. Headed away. Gonna go back to the path of Usman Jang, but here's Galeana. 1-2 passing for Stallion. Counter-attack for Maharlika. Cleared away by player number 19. That's JV Kalukaran. Off to the races now is Ivanovsky. Looking to add a third goal in this cup tie against Maharlika. Sends it over to Galeana, but it's intercepted. Babalik pa rin ang bola with Stallion Laguna FC. Great read from Rillo Raza that sequence. Inside the box for Finn McDaniel. Down the byline they go, but it goes out for a goal kick.
Finn McDaniel not getting the first touch in. Pero that was a dangerous position, and had he gotten that touch, let's look at this replay. He was in a good position. No one there next to him to make it hard for him to shoot. He could have.
It was not a great first touch for McDaniel, but had that touch been there for player number 8, could have been a sixth goal in this quarterfinal matchup.
And again, like what we've been saying, Ivanovsky is the kind of player who makes these kinds of attacks possible. I mean, he started it off, and it almost ended up with a goal.
So we have Maharlika now with the free kick, like what we mentioned in the pre-match. Tyler John is up front, waiting for the ball, but he's now going to get the delivery. Babalik ang bola dito kay Baguio. All the way back. But that's a mistake. And now, McDaniel off to the races. McDaniel fakes it. Couldn't take it. Great read from Mendez.
Mendez with that critical save. Wow, that he could have been on goal all alone. But Mendez made himself big enough and blocked that path, making sure McDaniel doesn't even get close.
McDaniel needed to take one more touch in order to position himself. But when he did, it was too late. And Mendez was there to cover as we have another free kick for Maharlika Manila FC. Let's take a look at that again. That was just a tackle from behind from Rillo Raza. But going back to that sequence from Finn McDaniel, if you were Coach Ernie Nieras, you might be scratching your head. Why did you have to take another touch there?
Yeah, well, I think it has something to do with Mendez and his starting position. He was off to the races too, making sure na konti na lang reaction time.
He was there to position himself well to cut the angles for Finn McDaniel, who was very clear on the offensive and on the attack.
But you can see the speed of McDaniel outrunning his mark.
Stallion Laguna mountain a counter-attack from the back. Ivanovsky is the recipient of diagonal ball. Ivanovsky will run down the left side. Looks up. Passes inside, but Baguio is there to cover. Schaffner wins it for Stallion. Kalukaran. 1-2 passing with Ivanovsky. Kalukaran. A little bit of a tug on the shorts, but all clear as they switch to the other side with Jarvis.
Galeana making that run again. And McDaniel almost getting to that ball.
Mendez again alert to the possibility and running out of his own box to gather the ball. Endure the recipient of that clearance against Jarvis. Now against another Stallion Laguna FC player. Ivanovsky wins possession for Stallion. Leaves it for JV Caloocaran. Keeps the ball in play. And Maharlika clears it out for a throw-in.
Caloocaran was almost away as well. Pero buti na lang the defenders were in a good position to intercept and tackle.
8 minutes into this game, or 9 minutes into this game, neither side was able to pull off the trigger so far, but it's looking like Stallion Laguna FC will be on all offensive in this matchup, looking to just seal the deal and secure that passage to the knockout or to the semifinals.
They are pushing a lot of men forward here, so they could be putting themselves at risks unnecessarily. Pero that's how Stallion rolls.
Velonco passes it back to Ivanovsky, who scales the attackers. Galeana just a bit short on that run. A great read from Ivanovsky to send that long ball inside the box.
And into a good position as well. Look at the positioning of that ball on the replay. Nakita mo yung opening dyan sa gitna ng dalawang defender. He expected Galeana to make use of that little space.
That's what you expect for the likes of Ivanovsky, the provider of the team as well. Hindi niya kailangang hanapin yung mismong tao, kailangan niyang hanapin yung butas sa depensa kung saan niya dadalhin yung bola. At ang trabaho nung kukuha ng bola, lapitan yung bola na yon.
Now, this isn't something na makukuha mo lang by just playing without real chemistry with your teammates. Yan talaga yung magbabasahan kayo. You expect na if you see this space, alam mo that Ivanovsky is gonna put it there, so you have to be on your way to that space.
Kailangan may amuyan talaga kayo pagdating sa atake at sa depensa ng team nyo. As Maharlika trying to get the ball out of the danger zone, Phil McDaniel couldn't get the pass through. This time around, he finds JV Caloocaran on the left. Ivanovsky once again on possession. Ibabalik muna dito with Shermar Filonco. Tyler John is there to cover. Babalik ang bola sa Stallion. Ivanovsky beats the offside flag. Cuts in for Filonco. There is a deflection from Ambong. Another strike. This is the first strike rather for Stallion Laguna FC, but that goes out for a goal kick. Rilio Raza trying to pull the trigger against that defense as we take a look at that again, Glenn.
Well, that is not a bad angle to take a shot at. The volley is a very important skill to have. And yun, if you don't get the touch just right, hindi talaga mapupunta on target yung bola.
And Usman Jeng wearing the captain's armband for Maharlika. Great pass here coming from Canicosa, but too strong of a pass as it'll go to his former teammate, Vicente Valdez III.
Talagang you can see that Maharlika is trying to utilize Endure too much here. They really want to thread that ball in the middle of the field because they're expecting Endure to really run it, utilize his speed, utilize his long legs. So I think that's one of the key strategies that Maharlika is doing right now.
Now here's Bonanken sliding into that center back role. Ivanovsky caught by the offside flag in that sequence. Maharlika's playing quite a high line right now as we take a look at the replay. Very marginal call again from our referee. But yeah, with Maharlika playing a bit of a higher line compared to the usual, you could feel that their intention is to get the ball right away and push for the counterattack.
Well, they have nothing to lose na eh. So if they put the high line right there, they know that they are opening themselves up for a counterattack, especially if yung offside trap ay mabit. But in this case, it's also allowing them to push more players forward in case.
Well, it's a case of how they're going to make use of the interceptions that they're going to make as a counterattack is being mounted. Bonanken was able to get the ball away from the attackers of Maharlika Manila FC. Schaffner frees off Galeana up front. Galeana with a through ball, intercepted. Cleared away by Maharlika Manila FC. Babalik ang bola with Schaffner. Makukuha ulit ng Maharlika with MJ Canicosa. Endure was almost on the clear. Rilio Raza to Galeana. Finn McDaniel is the recipient. Pero makukuha ulit ni MJ Libre, who's playing a box-to-box player right now for Maharlika.
You can see Endure lurking outside the box. He's really expecting those long balls to come to him.
John called for a foul on that sequence. First one of the game for Maharlika Manila FC. But yeah, I like what MJ is doing right now, being the box-to-box player. We have two box-to-box players for Maharlika as we take a look at that again. Tyler John just pulling Bonankin a bit.
I think it's because they want to have the extra person behind Endure in case na hindi makuha yung bola. I think the high line that you're talking about also applies in the midfield where they want to get that ball off the attacking team as early as possible.
Well, Coach David Basa's side is showing the positivity that they have right now, the positive mindset that he mentioned before the game. They're going into this match all or nothing as a counterattack for Stallion. Mendez is out of his own box, and Finn McDaniel hits the post. Another one blocked by the defense. Third try, fourth, and that is it. Capped off by Galeana. And Stallion Laguna FC with the first goal after 5 shots on goal against Mendez.
That is the risk that I am talking about. If you have a lot of players up high, mahirap mag-react when it comes to those kinds of misses. Normally, an ideal setup would be, now when look at this replay here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth one making its way into it, and no single player was able to get that last ball kasi naubusan na sila eh. Once the other player was able to block it, they're no longer open to block the other one. It's just so many attacks.
Fourth shot is what made it count for Galeana and Stallion Laguna FC as they now get a 6-goal advantage on aggregate. 1-0 in this matchup against Maharlika Manila FC.
Well, it really has gotten even higher for them to climb, and it looks like it's not stopping there yet. Stallion with the attack one more time here.
Finally cleared by Maharlika, pero babalik pa rin sa opensa ng Stallion ng bola. Schaffner trying to shake it off against MJ Canecosa. Schaffner with a through ball looking for the run of Finn McDaniel once again. But Usman Jeng is there to cover and clear it out for a throw in.
Schaffner is really owning the area right in the middle of the field here. Hindi siya masyadong lumalagpas dyan sa center half. Yung attack, yung middle third talaga yung kanyang area of responsibility.
Stallion already with 5 shots on goal after that barrage of attack that they've put in. 3 on target for them as of the moment.
Grabe, no? And it took 4 shots to get that one in. It's still plenty of attempts, but man, that they had to.
That's giving credit where it's due in terms of the defense of Maharlika Manila FC. Yes, they might have allowed Finn McDaniel to take a strike from distance, but at the same time, when Mendez went out of his own box, they were able to cover. I think that was Baguio who covered for him as we take a look in this foul. Just a tackle from behind by Bugayong.
That was one of the things that I was going to mention earlier had it not resulted into a goal. Mendez is really high up on his line. So, nakita mo kanina yung header that led to that goal. He was already outside of the box to head that goal away.
Well, he needed to commit as Finn McDaniel was off to the races there. But here's another attack being mounted by Stallion Laguna FC. Great 1-2 passing on this left side. Ivanovsky sends it inside the box. Galeana judges it well, chested it down, takes it back, and a strike from Velonco. Hits the left post. Another one, and Baguio is there again to cover for the defense of Maharlika.
Wow, they are letting Stallion pour from outside the box. This is the second time, and good thing they have the numbers this time to clear that ball. That was the same kind of shot that opened up the other 3 shots that led to the goal. So it's a good thing that they have the numbers this time around, but they can't allow Stallion to keep playing from outside the box like that.
Well, it will be a question that we have to ask Coach David Basa why they're allowing Stallion Laguna to fire from distance, from outside the box. We have a player needing some medical attention here. Konting spray, konting masahe, okay na tayo.
Magic spray.
Magic spray it is. That was Elmer Sampaga, who was playing that wing-back role for Maharlika Manila FC. Yung gaya nga nung nabanggit natin dati, no? Nalaman natin na yung laman niyan is liquefied liquefied na menthol. Yan.
Pero never ko pa na-experience. Gusto ko yung ma-experience yun, out of curiosity.
Hindi mo gugustuhin. Ako na nagsasabi sa'yo. It'll freeze up that part na masakit para you can push through. And then after a day, sa sobrang tigas niya, masakit lalo. A counter-attack for Stallion Laguna FC. Strike from distance. Oh, what a goal that is!
What a goal!
From Ivanovsky to give them the second goal of the match. Third one in the cup tie for Ivanovsky. And as early as 20 minutes into this game, Stallion Laguna FC are shutting down the doors for Maharlika as we take a look at that sequence.
That was a really critical pass right there. Threaded it outside beyond the defense, and Ivanovsky had space. Look at this again. Nakita niya si Ivanovsky lurking around the line. Tapos then, there's an opening here, and he just needed to take that shot. What a volley, though. That skill, like I said, is so difficult.
What a volley that is for player number 10, Christian Ivanovsky, with his third goal in the quarterfinals. And things are looking very clear now for Stallion Laguna FC, which will make things interesting in the cup tie, as we will talk about their opponents after this match or close to the end of this match. Sinabuo na natin yung isang semifinal pairing. As Ivanovsky, once again, great read on the run of Felonco. Felonco inside the box, nobody there for him. It'll be cleared out by Maharlika. Tyler John gives it to Baguio with a long ball forward, headed away by Bonankin. Ivanovsky once again finds Felonco on the left side. Galeana's asking for it inside the box. 1-2 passing. Miscommunication in a bit. But Caloocaran is there to get the ball for Stallion.
Wow, Stallion have found out how to unlock Maharlika. And in those two similar goals, they've unlocked it by beating the offside trap.
7-0 in aggregate for Stallion. Looking to add plenty more. Ivanovsky fakes it. Cuts in. Galeana. Couldn't find the player, but he's offside.
Yeah, that was an obvious offside. Galeana was already beyond the line nung nakita niya yung bola papunta. He really didn't have to involve himself in that play.
Early substitution right now for Maharlika Manila FC as Christian Hamon comes in for the injured Elmer Sampaga. Let's take a look at that again. Ivanovsky with the skill on the left side. That was nasty.
Dribbling is also a very fine art.
Very nasty there from Ivanovsky, but couldn't find anybody there. Usman Jen goes down. Ball stays in play. McDaniel wins it. Tyler John wins it again for Maharlika. Shatner will reset at the back with Bonanken. Great through pass. Ivanovsky free on the left side once again, beating the offside trap. Takes a strike, and there is the block from Alimar Ambong.
Well, Ivanovsky has started to get a little bit comfortable here. I think he wanted to have a go just because.
And he's getting really comfortable now as JV Caloocaran, great dribble inside the box, headed away by Baguio. Babalik ang bola with Stallion Laguna FC. This is Ken Pride. Rilly Raza back to Pride. Galeana covered well by Maharlika. They clear it out. Lone striker up front. Very lonely is Ibrahim Endur. Pero sasamahan na siya ngayon ng atake. Tyler John opting to go back. Ibrahim Endur up front. And he's offside on that play. Very interesting to see Tyler John having to pass that back. But they are on the counter attack there.
Yeah, when you can already see the kind of counter-attacking football that they are trying to play here, and with Maharlika trying to get Endure in that good position, pero getting the ball to him is the challenge here, especially if they got Scheffner in front of the center backs who has been winning the ball from the middle. He is a very critical player when it comes to the defense.
Player is down. Ivanovsky went down on the challenge from Ibrahim Endur as we take a look at that again. I was too late, and I think there were no intentions in getting the ball back there, Endur.
Well, the referee said that it was just a foul, so nothing more.
Schaffner sends a long ball forward looking for Galeana once again on that right side. Galeana will send it. A shot against Mendez.
Again, it's that same kind of play. Galeana was already lurking at the line and they just needed to get the ball ahead of him kasi nakikita nila that it was just a 1v1.
But the problem there, Galeana was running on that right side. Ivanovsky is cutting in. Well, striker's instinct, you have to take a strike first, of course, but wasn't able to scan the defense. Now, Filonco to Ivanovsky. Long ball forward or a through ball for Finn McDaniel. McDaniel takes it back to Ivanovsky. 1-2, nobody there. And Canicosa will go for the counter. Endure. Now here we go on the left side for Maharlika Manila FC. Long ball forward looking for Canicosa. Tyler John. Tyler John trying to win the ball. Canicosa putting on the pressure. And the ball goes out for Maharlika Manila FC. Kala ko iko-control pa ni Coach Ernie.
Pero that's a very good initiative from Maharlika to make sure that they have enough players there. They were already about to mount a counter with Endure just being the solo guy, pero Endure had to pass it back. I think medyo swerte lang din yun. So they almost had it.
Hamon couldn't find MJ Canicosa in the sequence. Player goes down, and I think that was a challenge from Canicosa. Yes, that was a challenge from Canicosa. And he earns himself a yellow card. Yung bata na to si MJ. He's been known for his flashy style of play. And he's very physical as well. And most of the time, he gets on the referee's books.
I mean, I think that's sort of how futsal plays as well, right? Was part of his skill building.
Yep, part of his skill set is the dribbling skills he learned from playing futsal with Enderon College. Ball went out and throw in for Maharlika Manila FC.
Oh, looks like they are trying to keep the ball here, but Stallion was able to nick that, and looks like Galeana is going to be free here.
Galeana off to the races again. Mendez with a save.
Oh!
Almost another one for Finn McDaniel. But the offside flag goes up now. My, oh my. Galeana is always being freed up on that right side.
And they can find him so easily. Kasi they just needed to put the ball ahead of him. And Galeana, like I said, he has this burst of speed. Look at that. He has the ball and he was about to outrun that defender.
Well, he has the longer legs on Baguio. As we take a look at that offside call once again with Galeana. Another early substitution here as Alimar Ambong is checking out. And replacing him is Raymond Gab-Abo.
Talagang they really need to shake things up this early. Kasi nga, they are now at a 7-0 deficit here. So, laking hahabulin yan.
Stallion Laguna proving to be the more dominant side as we have another counterattack here for Ivanovsky on the left side. Ivanovsky scaling the defense. Passes it to JV Kalukaran. Kalukaran gets it through. Advantage, says the referee. Kalukaran inside the box. Great deflection. Babalik ang bola with Stallion Laguna. Canicosa. Now they clear it out with Tyler John.
Canicosa with a cool head, making sure that it doesn't get into the wrong foot inside his own box.
Strong challenge from JV Kalukaran there. He says, or rather it was Shermar Filonco. Says he got the ball, but referee says otherwise.
So meron na naman tayong attack from Maharlika again. Looks like they are now freeing a lot of players up ahead again. 4 this time.
Change in complexion right now for Maharlika as Tyler John is now playing that left wing role for Maharlika. So out of their formation right now of the 4-1 or 4-2-3-1, mukhang nag 4-3-3 and na itong si Coach David Basa as Schaffner is on the counter for Stallion. Schaffner judging the field but couldn't find an open man. Too late when he found Ivanovsky was free. Babalik ang bola with Stallion. Ibrahim Endur gets the ball for Maharlika. Endur through ball looking for it's player number 5. That was Facturanan. Now here's Endur. Endur slips. And makukuha ni Rilio Razam or ni Ken Pride ang bola.
You know, changing to a 4-3-3 means that that's a very positive change. And look what happened, no? It was an almost half chance here.
Ivanovsky finds McDaniel on the left side, dancing and prancing. Will he get past Usman Zheng? He will. Crosses it inside the box. Nobody there as Tyler John wins it once more for Maharlika Manila FC. Canicosa to Tyler John pero mapupunta kay Galeana with a strike from distance.
Oh! Critical mistake from Tyler John there with a poor touch and nakaabang na agad si Stallion para mag-pounce sa ganyang opportunity.
Let's take a look at that strike once again. Tyler John misjudged the touch. Galeana from distance just grazing that left post.
Again, Maharlika allowing Stallion to really take those shots even from outside. Para bang ina-expect nila na sasalakay pa sila, they are going to charge in, but they forgot that they have that skill.
Naka 30 minutes pa lang tayo dito, Glenn. Mahaba-haba pa to. As Maharlika wins another possession through ball looking for Canicosa. Canicosa running down the right wing inside the box. Just couldn't get that touch there on that far post. It's Tyler John, but it's showing promise for Maharlika right now.
That was pretty much the closest that they have to a decent chance. Look at this play. He was able to get him free. Look at that pass. Inches. Alam mo, konting na delay lang siya. If he was ahead ng half a step, he could have put that in.
And that was again Tyler John with that half a step late on the ball. Happened earlier on defense. Now it happened on the counter.
Pero it's still definitely a better chance than they've had all game today.
And a better Maharlika Manila FC, if you may say, in this sequence. As now they have shuffled the cards. Strong challenge there from Filonco, but just couldn't get it through to anybody of his teammates. So babalik ang bola ngayon with Maharlika Manila FC. Tyler John is the recipient of that pass from the back. Schaffner to cover. Former teammates here in Maharlika. MJ Canicosa, babalik niya rito sa likod with Hamon. Canicosa once again fakes it. And makikita mo talaga dito with Maharlika Manila FC, no, with the passing that they're doing and how the teams are running towards the ball. Makukuha pa rin nila ang bola. Tried to send it inside, but that has been cleared out for a throw-in. Mabanggit natin, Glenn, no? Maharlika Manila FC known to be playing in the sevens as well. So makikita natin yung small ball passing na ginagawa nila Canicosa dito sa likod kanina.
Yes, and it's also like what you've said, Tyler John is a player to watch for Maharlika here kasi kanina he was just more focused on maintaining the midfield. Pero now, he's actually been pushed forward a little bit more. So hindi lang siya yung ball winner dyan sa gitna, but he's a critical man in front of goal.
Look at this pressure being applied by Maharlika Manila FC as they win the ball. Inside the box, cleared away by Jarvis for the very first corner of the match for Maharlika Manila FC.
Well, like what I've been saying every time we watch these games, dead ball situations are always ones that you have to take full advantage of. Kahit kalahating chance lang, sometimes yung isang shot on target lang, kahit ma-block yan or ma-save, it could open up something for them. Let's hope that he delivers a good one here.
Well, Maharlika will have a chance to put one in through this corner sequence as referee John Mike Basinang just giving some instructions. Babaan natin yung mga kamay natin. So here's going to be the delivery. I think there's this Abo who will deliver this inside the box. Oh! What a save there for Valdez, but there is a foul called inside the box. So Stallion will win possession. Let's take a look at this again, Glenn.
I think, Endure. Was that? Who was that? Who was about to receive that ball?
That was
Usman.
Usman Zheng.
Who was in a good position. Pero yun nga, a little bit too high for him. And still into the grateful hands of Valdez.
Stallion right now getting comfortable with the ball. So far, with 34 minutes into this game, having 62% of possession right now. Ivanovsky with another cross. Flicked on by McDaniel. Pupunta ang bola kay Riliraza. Might have saw something there, Glenn, but I'm not gonna call it. Canicosa. Tyler John ngayon ang magdadala ng bola para sa Maharlika Manila FC.
Ito, maghahanap siya. I think he's gonna go and release the man sa kanan. But Stallion was able to find that. Oh, they have the ball back now.
They win the ball back. Tyler John sends it forward for Ibrahim Endur, but he's not gonna beat that offside flag.
Dito yung ito talaga yung ginagawa ni Stallion eh. They're blocking all of the passing lanes. That's how they can keep it, and they are forcing Maharlika to put the ball above, which is a good ball for their player. But yun nga, hindi nga si Endur, he's got the height for those tall balls, pero the timing has to be perfect for that.
Well, Ivanovsky is just the free man on the left side. Look at this pace that he's operating in. You can't see it on your TV screens, but we can see it here in the field that Ivanovsky has plenty of room on the left side, and Schaffner recognizes that. Ivanovsky with another one inside. Usman Zheng heads it out. Tyler John with the follow-up. Pero babalik ang bola dito kay Ivanovsky. Skills again.
Ivanovsky has been difficult to contain this game. He has been making those critical passes, interceptions, making those dribbles. Key player for Stallion, I believe.
Really making it work and making it count for Stallion right now, and not giving us a headache. Tamang-tama yung pagkakapili natin as the player to watch for Stallion Laguna FC.
Well, his form has definitely been showing that kind of progress there. So, no doubt, tama-tama talaga na si Ivanovsky na napili natin.
Well, with a goal to his name and plenty of chances created, Ivanovsky living up to the name of the player to watch as Maharlika clears another one out of their line. We have about 9 minutes remaining in this first half, and so far with a 7-goal haul in this two-legged quarterfinals.
Yeah, that's right. And also, just to give recognition as well, Galeana has been doing the same thing that Ivanovsky has been doing on the opposite flank. Pero yun nga lang, there has been some key differences, especially like what you've said, his initiative to take the ball first time when he can.
With the cross again for Stallion. Ivanovsky gets the ball down the line, but it goes out for a goal kick. At nagiging interesting na yung shape ng ating two-legged semifinals na pag-uusapan natin, no? Davao Aguilas UMAC FC will be squaring off against Dynamic Herb Cebu FC in the other semifinal. Pero bago yan, dito muna tayo sa action. MJ Canicosa with a through ball, finding Abo on the left side. Abo inside the box. Oh! Just the last pass. Stallion still under pressure. MJ Canicosa gets a touch to the ball. He's gonna go up against Felonco, pero makukuha na ngayon ng Stallion Laguna FC ang bola.
Wow, they were finally utilizing Abo there. Kanina pa nga nakaabang si Abo on the space. But look at here. Looks like McDaniel has the space and the flag stays down. He's gonna cross it.
McDaniel beats the offside flag. Here's Rilio Raza. Scans, takes a strike, straight to the gloves of Mendez.
A little bit too tame, so Mendez can definitely take that one.
Give credit where it's due. He put it on his weak foot, Rilio Raza.
Pero importante yan. I mean, you have to give it a shot, especially if nauubusan ka na ng window.
That is correct. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Galeana couldn't find a teammate. Babalik ang bola ngayon with Maharlika Manila FC. Here's player number 5, Factoranan. Takes it back to the defense. Here's Baguio. Osman Jeng. Look at this mentality from Coach Ernie Nieras from the touchline. Really animated. And he's quite frustrated as they are letting a play go. But Ivanovsky wins it again for Stallion, only momentarily, as Bugayong takes it back to Mendez. Mendez clears it out. Schaffner is the recipient of that clearance. Endure putting on the pressure. Filonco steps on the break. Ivanovsky is caught by the offside flag again.
Like what you said with Coach Ernie being animated here, I don't blame him. I mean, if you demand perfection from your team, it's good to demand of that, especially kung ganyan, you want to give your all regardless of who you're up against. I don't think that's a bad idea.
Well, he talked about the AFC Cup being very different from the Copa Paulino Alcantara, but if you're Stallion Laguna FC, you want to use your local or your domestic competition as a platform to polish those plays that you've been making in preparation for the AFC Cup. But we have a counter-attack right now for Maharlika, but Ibrahim Endure again caught by the offside flag. Natramdam mo yung frustration ko doon with Canicosa feeding a great pass to the path of Endure.
And it was all Endor had to do was be in a better position and make that run. Kasi kaya niyang habulin yan eh. He has the length of his legs. He can make that speed. He could make up for it. He just needed to wait a little bit more patiently. Time his run.
5 minutes remaining in the first half. Still a 2-goal advantage in the second leg. A 7-goal advantage in the entire quarterfinal matchup for Stallion Laguna FC. And as it stands, they will be facing the league champions, Kaya FC Iloilo, in the other semifinal, which will make things very interesting in the semis.
Parang just thinking about two dominant forces in their own paths. Wow, this is going to be something, especially both of them are AFC contenders. Both of them had been raining on the opposition. Diba? We can definitely look forward to that, but before that, they have to get past this one first.
That is correct. Although the scoreline is really looking into their path, the football gods always have something up their sleeves to make the magic of the cup alive. So yan ang aabangan natin dito sa ating laro as we have about 4.5 minutes remaining or 3.5 minutes remaining. Ivanovsky freed up on the left side once again. Ivanovsky will take on Mendez, and what a lovely goal that is from Ivanovsky. His brace in this matchup and his 4th goal only in the quarterfinals, Glenn.
Wow, that was a beautiful pass, well placed right in front with space ahead. Ivanovsky, let's have a look at it again. Look at that pass. Look at how it's been threaded forward. And Ivanovsky just needed to touch that nicely. Tuck it in. Savor that moment. Your brace.
One more time for Ivanovsky. Nobody there. And he just sends Mendez on the wrong side before getting his brace in this game. A brace and an assist, I think, as well in this game for Ivanovsky.
Yeah, it's passes like those that you would really want to be a striker for Stallion Laguna.
Just like that, Maharlika Manila FC now looks very deflated with an 8-goal difference. Factoranan has been freed up front, but then again, Valdez is there to cover. Schaffner now will restart for Stallion Laguna FC.
Well, I really hope that Maharlika doesn't give up here. They keep pushing, they keep doing the game plan that they have, see if they can do it better. Kasi if they just allow Stallion Laguna to walk over them like this, it's definitely going to be another downpour.
Well, it's no longer a walk in the park for Stallion Laguna FC. It's more of a stroll around the entire Laguna Lake for Stallion Laguna FC with an 8-goal haul already in this two-legged quarterfinals.
Yeah, they are taking Maharlika down to the depths of Laguna Bay.
Laguna Bay pala, hindi pala Laguna Lake, no? Nagla-Laguna Bay loop na itong Stallion Laguna FC with this 8-goal haul that they have, and they're looking to add more as they're freeing up Shermar Falonco on the left side against Lawrence Baguio. But Lawrence is not going to be shaken there.
Lawrence Baguio has been trying to take control of the front of that goal, trying to give a hand to his keeper where he can. Pero yun nga, when the opportunities like that pour for Stallion, especially when they give Stallion the space in front of goal, they can be just so difficult to stop.
Well, it seems like Stallion is not stopping from here as they want to replicate, if not do a better performance this time around compared to their first-legged performance, as Maharlika Manila FC mounting a counterattack on that left side. Schaffner with a clearance. Second corner for Maharlika Manila FC.
Yun na naman tayo, another dead ball situation where we really need something. Well, Maharlika rather would need something out of nothing here, and this is one of the opportunities to do it.
Second corner as we await for the confirmation of the stoppage time that we'll be having here. So we have 2 minutes of added time here in the first half as Maharlika prepares for a corner. Scramble inside the box, goes to the path of Finn McDaniel, who's now looking for Galeana on that left side. Galeana off to the races. Ivanovsky cuts in. Galeana, great pass to Ivanovsky. Ivanovsky. Oh, Mendez with a lovely save there.
Wow. I thought the flag was going to go up on Ivanovsky there. It stayed down, and look at it again. Nicely timed that one. He could have actually gotten offside, but no, the timing was perfect. Yun nga lang, he couldn't add on and claim his hat trick.
Yung discipline ni Ivanovsky to take a couple of steps back to position himself again to keep himself onside on that play.
Yeah, he actually had to step a little bit sideways just to stay level with the defender.
Baga yun yung mga ginagawa mong football drills na you're gonna run and then you're gonna run back.
Yung laterals ba?
Mga laterals na ginagawa ni Ivanovsky. Abo, we might be, or Abo rather, might be seeing a phantom Maharlika Manila FC player there with that long ball.
Well, he really wanted to see if someone was there to take that ball, pero
Ivanovsky again to Kalukaran. Kalukaran playing that wing-back role pretty well for Stallion Laguna FC, being that second option for Ivanovsky. Look
Nice
at this.
pass.
What a lovely pass. Inside the box, cleared away, only as far as Rilio Raza. Babalik ang bola kay Filonco. Galeana couldn't get the first touch in. Tyler John wins it for Maharlika. Here's Canicosa, who will mount a counterattack for the boys in blue and pink. Tyler John, iiwanan ngayon ni Canicosa ang bola. Over to the left side for Factoranan. Factoranan, long ball forward for Canicosa. Canicosa leaves it. Endure! Oh my God. Hits the side netting to cap off the first half. So they will go into halftime with a little bit of promise. But after 45 minutes, it's all Stallion Laguna FC in this matchup with 3 goals to their name. 2 goals for Ivanovsky and a goal for Galeana. In this matchup, we have plenty more to talk about when we come back in the second half, Glenn. But we will leave you with the highlights to keep you company through this halftime. But as it stands, Stallion Laguna FC with a 3-goal advantage over Maharlika Manila FC. Magbabalik po ang inyong 2023 Copa Paulino Alcantara. Keep the legacy. Halftime here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, a commanding 3-0 advantage for Stallion Laguna FC as we take a look at some of the stats for this matchup. Glenn, Stallion Laguna dominating possession, dominating the shots. Every part of the field that you can talk about, they are dominating it. What can you say about this performance so far?
Well, the only thing that Maharlika has dominated so far, and it's not even a domination, it's the corners. They were able to force some corners, but they were not able to take advantage of some of the two of them. But the domination, that's an understatement. They are being run aground. Yun nga, tulad ng sinabi mo, they are being taken to the middle and the deepest part of Laguna de Bay. At nalulunod sila ngayon. So they have to do something to get themselves out of that depth. Kasi right now, 7-0 aggregate? No.
8-0 aggregate, actually.
8-0.
So right now, Stallion Laguna FC looking very clear to make it to the knockouts or to the semifinals. And waiting for them are the league champions and the two-time Copa Paulino Alcantara title holders in Kaya FC Iloilo. On the other matchup, you have Dynamic Herb Cebu FC booking their ticket as they will be facing the Davao Aguilas Yumac FC as we start the second half in favor now of Stallion Laguna FC. At the halftime, we have a substitution for Maharlika Manila FC. Jazer Pagulayan checks in for Gerald Factoranan.
Looks like they have some change in that formation too, Maharlika Manila, because looks like they are going to try with a little bit more offensive here. One lone striker and three midfielders to support him. Maybe it could work.
It could or it could not, but they have shown some promise towards the end of the first half as Maharlika trying to win the ball. Another substitution for Maharlika as Stallion got their counterattack botched out there.
Well, they really have to play all of their cards now, Maharlika, because if they really want to make something out of it, as long as they find out, or the soonest that they find out that it's not working, they need to make a change.
Well, Tyler John checks out for Ghislaine Mudang Akong. So already into this game, 4 subs for Maharlika. Stallion hasn't changed anything in terms of the personnel.
I don't think they might have. I don't think they need to change the strategy as well. I mean, they can keep their foot on the gas. Just no pressure. Just making sure that they can stay positive with the attacking intent. Kasi nga, like you said, this domestic league is one way for them to really sharpen the knives, sharpen the tools, get to know the teammates, how they respond to opportunities, how they respond to those passes. So while right now it's turning out to be a one-sided affair, it's still something that Stallion can take a lesson or two from.
Stallion will take it all the way back to Vicente Valdez. And resets with Jordan Blair Jarvis. Traveler as well in the PFL. Had stints here and overseas. Played in Hong Kong. Played with Global FC in the past. Now back in the fold in the Philippines Football League, or in the Copa, we should say, with Stallion Laguna FC.
Well, Stallion has really been busy over the transfer window. They have bolstered their attack in preparation for the AFC, and it's important for them.
Galeana receives a great ball. McDaniel with a strike, but just couldn't get it on target.
Looks like the mentality stays the same. Looks like Stallion still intends to keep the rain coming for them.
Hindi na nga umuulan dito sa RMS, pero hindi na nga umuulan sa Maynila, pero nagpapaulan pa rin ang Stallion Laguna FC kontra Maharlika Manila FC. Believe it or not, Maharlika just got one shot on goal, not even on target in the first half.
Well, it's a testament to how the Stallion defense has been holding strong. And like what we've been noticing earlier, Schaffner ahead of... Ooh! Could have been another one.
Great strike there. Sorry to cut you off, Glenn, but a great strike from Rillo Raza. Got it on target, but Mendez is there as we take a look into that again. Great
Wow.
read from Mendez.
And another good attempt from Stallion. Really, Raza, finding out that he got the space, he intended to take that, and it almost went in had it not been for the heroics of Mendez.
So here's another corner. Headed away. Only as far as another player in white. Ivanovsky now switches to the right side. Ivanovsky still looking for the opportunity. Stallion actually had a substitute coming in as Michael Menzi comes in, a former Maharlika player as well. That strike goes straight to Mendez.
Well, Ivanovsky is no longer in the left flank. He may have been assigned to move around a lot so that he could create opportunities from any space that he can find.
Seems like Bonanken checked out for Stallion Laguna FC as Michael Menzi slots into that center back role.
Eto na naman sila. Opting for Galeana.
That is a strong pass from Jarvis. They will ask for that to come back. We'll have to check, but there seems to be another substitution for Stallion earlier on. Rio Nakamura checked into this game. We're just checking in who he replaced at the half. Throw in right now for Stallion. McDaniel heads it to the path of Canicosa. Makukuha ngayon ng Maharlika ang bola pero hindi nakukunin ni Endure. He's offside on that play, but now he goes for it as he goes against his former teammate in Michael Menzi. Clearance from Jordan Jarvis.
Well, the threaded pass was a good attempt here, trying to find his teammate. That's player number 9, Canicosa, again. Unfortunately, Canicosa was not able to get the ball ahead of the defenders.
The confirmation of the substitution, Glenn. Nakamura and Menzi checked in for Bonanken and Shermar Filonco. Just trying to shuffle the cards here. And like what we've said, sharpen the knives that they're going to use in their next AFC Cup match.
Yeah, and looks like they are bringing out the big guns now because those two are part of the normal starting 11 that they normally have and still was a part of the team that dominated the local or the domestic league as well. So, yeah, looks like they are trying to shuffle things around.
Ball goes out. That's throw in favor of Stallion Laguna FC. Schaffner checking for options. Menzi clears it out. Julio Raza is the intended recipient and he gets to the ball only to be taken back by Maharlika.
Well, they are a little bit more composed now, this Maharlika defense, and they are no longer relying on the number of personnel going back. Kasi nga, they are putting a lot of people ahead this time around para hindi lang nag-iisa ang kanilang lone striker sa harap.
Well, after the quarterfinals, the Copa Paulino Alcantara will go into a much-needed break. We are in the FIFA international window as the Philippine Ascals will also feature in a friendly match against Bahrain on the 17th of October. Something to watch out for our Philippine football fans. And again, action is not over. We have plenty in the calendar of the Philippines or the Philippine Football Federation.
Well, he wasn't able to get that ball controlled. He was able to get away. I believe that's Endure, is it?
It was Endure. Now they clear it out. Schaffner gets the ball, takes a strike, but not going to challenge Mendez anytime soon. So like what we've said, a busy schedule for Philippine football. After the quarterfinals of the Copa Paulino Alcantara, will head into an international break as the Philippine Ascals take on Bahrain in an away friendly on the 17th of October. And then the girls, our Pinay 5 futsal team will be participating in a Tri-Nation Invitational here in the Philippines as well. They'll be taking on New Zealand and Indonesia from the 18th of October until the 22nd of October before we resume the festivities in the Copa Paulino Alcantara semifinals on the 19th of October.
Well, we definitely have a loaded schedule for October.
Sobrang busy. But again, Copa teams are going to be having a break unless you are part of the international squad for the ASCOs.
And it's a good thing. Kasi nga, that can definitely make a lot of headroom when it comes to fitness, especially if they have plenty of playing time. And not just playing time, competitive playing time, just like the Copa.
Maharlika will take it back to Usman Jeng. Mudang got a chance earlier on, just muscling his way past Rilioraza. But here we go again with Stallion. Baguio with a clearance. Schaffner looking for McDaniel. Now Mudang intercepted by Menzi. Now we have Nakamura on the left side. Finds McDaniel. McDaniel against Jeng. Nakamura to McDaniel. McDaniel again. Thinking about it. Schaffner takes a strike from distance. A curling ball. But that is saved by Mendez.
You could already see the intention from Schaffner when he was about to receive the ball. He wanted to take that and curl that in. And that was a good reflex action from Mendez, making sure that he doesn't get anywhere near the goal. Ang nangyari talaga, he had to run full stretch just to keep that away.
Schaffner tumanggap. Schaffner pumorma. Schaffner tumira kaso nakuha ni Mendez.
And it's a very close one too, no? A lot of power, pero yun nga, Mendez was able to thwart that one.
Corner number 2 for Stallion. Surprisingly, just the second corner of the match for them. Now, a long ball forward from Endure. Nobody there for Maharlika. Babalik pa rin ang bola with Stallion Laguna FC. Makukuha ngayon ni Christian Hamon. Christian Hamon with a through ball for Endure. Endure, nakataas yung leg ni Endure. Alam mong talagang gigil na gigil para habulin yung bola eh.
Unfortunately though, masyado ding malakas yung pasa na binato sa kanya. So, it all goes away. Goal kick, I believe. Yes. Oh, wait. No, it's a corner.
For Maharlika. That's their third of the match. Pero kita mo yung takbo ni Endure. Talagang gusto makakuha yung bola eh.
I mean, kung talagang gusto mo makabawa sa deficit, of course you have to have that kind of intention.
So a chance right now for Maharlika to pull one back through this corner. Here's a delivery, looking for the far post.
Ooh.
Valdez is there, punches it out only as far as Mudang. A strike. Could have been a deflection. Yes, there is. And another corner for Maharlika.
So the corners are piling up in favor of Maharlika here. Pero they really need to get at least one on target and away from the keeper as much as possible.
Well, Maharlika right now mounting some sort of a comeback. Already had 3 in total in terms of shots. The last 2 of them being on target. I'll have another chance out here through a corner.
If they want any chance to get that 8-goal deficit back, they have to start now. Time is running out.
Another in-swinger. This time goes straight to the gloves of Valdez, who sends it long right away for Ivanovsky. But that is gathered by the defense of Maharlika Manila FC. Great read coming from, I think that was Bugayong.
Yes, it was.
Bugayong takes it all the way back to Mendez. Mendez had his hands full in the first half and also in the second half.
Well, with Stallion Laguna in front of you, of course, you definitely have a lot of chances heading your way.
Here's another one out here with Galeana, forcing Maharlika Manila FC to a throw-in.
Thinking about it, without Mendez, I think we would be seeing a 6-goal advantage right now. And this is on just the second leg.
Schaffner inside the box, sends it out wide, almost out of the ballpark out here.
Well, he did try to go for a field goal, huh?
Different kind of football, Glenn. Different kind of football. As we take a look at that strike again from Schaffner. Ayun nga, medyo field goal attempt yung nangyayari doon with Schaffner. Maharlika looking for the open spaces. 1-2 passing is the name of the game right now as Pagulayan sends it across to the other side for Abo. Kalukaran is there to cover. Rio Nakamura gets the ball for Stallion Laguna FC. Ivanovsky on the run on the wings again. Ivanovsky finds Nakamura. 1-2 passing with Ivanovsky. But an offside call once again. And you could see Coach Ernie Nieras going into the edge of that technical area. Medyo close. Medyo close yung call for offside.
Yeah, and you know, the play before this one where they tried to get the ball to Abo, I think they tried to get the ball too close to Abo, finding the man and not the actual path. Sayang yun, if they put the ball ahead of him, he could have actually had the chance with space ahead.
Getting close to the hour mark here now, Glenn. Stallion still with a 3-goal advantage over Maharlika Manila FC. 8 goals in aggregate.
8 goals in aggregate. Wow, such a high mountain to climb, such a deep depth to try and swim. And looks like Stallion Laguna is gonna try to drag them deeper into it.
Palalim ng palalim sa paligid ng Laguna de Bay ang ginagawa ngayon ng Stallion Laguna FC.
This is definitely to the delight of the Lakeside squad for sure.
Of course, the ever faithful Lakeside squad always chanting and dancing for Stallion Laguna FC. Had their cameo as well in the AFC Cup, their very first home game at the Binyan Football Stadium. Nakamura with the cross.
Ooh.
Past Mendez. Galeana just couldn't get a touch.
There you go. Even if they can't get the ball to Ivanovsky or find an opportunity through his side, Galeana is always on the opposite side trying to find the opportunities to just tap that ball in.
Pero kita mo may konting pigil yung paa ni Galeana dun sa sequence na yun eh.
I think that's one of the things na, no, like we said, they are still two different players, Galeana and Ivanovsky. I think they have the same kind of assignments, but how to go about it, how to perform, they will have some differences for sure.
Stallion again on the counter-attack. Ivanovsky wins the ball. Schaffner. Again, Schaffner takes a strike. Oh! That's getting closer and closer for Schaffner.
The height was nicely placed. It was just a little bit wide. Sayang yung ganyang opportunity. But then again, let's look at it again. Ivanovsky passing it to Schaffner. Schaffner, they gave him too much freedom right outside that box.
Giving too much respect, or not much of a respect in that order. Na hinayaan lang nila itong si Schaffner to pull one from distance. At kanina pa bumabanat tong si Schaffner sa labas ha.
Yeah, and not just Schaffner, pretty much most of the opportunities. I think all of the 3 goals from Stallion today came from either a miss or an attempt from outside the box.
Magkakaroon na naman ng chance ang Stallion dito with Finn McDaniel who takes a strike from outside the box. At yun na nga, sabi na nga natin Glenn, no? Karamihan ng shots ng Stallion Laguna dito ay nanggagaling sa labas ng box. They already have a total, don't be shocked, they already have a total of 20 shots including this one that was sent over the bar. 20 shots on goal, 11 of them on target.
Well, like I said, talk about being comfortable. Whenever they see that chance, they're going to take it. Whether it hits or it misses, it's not a problem.
Galeana with a chance here down the right side. Past Baguio. Galeana, great read from Baguio. Keeps it in play. Not anymore. It goes out for another corner.
Wow, that was astute defending from Baguio. They're trying to make sure that the cross doesn't get to where it needs to go. Ang ganda ng ang ganda ng habol niya nun. I think that he was already almost left for dead back there, pero nahabol niya pa.
Ito na, substitutions for Stallion Laguna FC. We have JV Caloocaran and Juan Galeana checking out, and they will be replaced by a couple of Japanese in Koichi Belgira and Yuta Nomura. Yuta Nomura looking to add to his 7-goal haul in the Copa Paulino Alcantara, currently ranked as the second best goal scorer in the Copa Paulino Alcantara.
You know, the Japanese personnel that Stallion has in their roster are one of those, is actually a lot of key players within them. They are impact subs, they are starters. You know, they can be put anywhere and they could perform.
Braille Rosales, of course. Who could forget the Lakeside squad, diba? The ever faithful Lakeside squad. As another corner is in for Stallion Laguna FC. First touch of the ball for Koichi Belgira. Oh! Getting close there is Yuta Nomura. Tignan mo nga naman yung impact nitong subs ng Stallion Laguna FC. Right away, getting their first touches of the ball and pulling off a shot on goal.
Kamuntik-muntik ka na nagkaroon ng Japanese connection yung dalawang yun. Grabing shot.
Almost for Yuta Nomura. Had he scored that solo second for Yuta Nomura, well, currently solo second, is just 3 goals off of Abu C's 10 in the Copa Paulino Alcantara. So, papalapit na ng palapit itong Stallion Laguna FC. At mukhang madadagdagan pa. May 35 minutes pa tayo dito in this matchup. Jarvis looking for Ivanovsky on that right side. Ivanovsky short one in the middle. Jarvis inside the box. Rillo Raza couldn't get a touch. Lalabas ang bola. This time for Maharlika Manila FC. Long ball forward looking for Abo on that right. Babalik ang bola sa Stallion for Michael Menzi. Schaffner looking for Nakamura on that left side. Nakamura sends one in. Past 2 players in white.
Wow, another close attempt at the face of goal here. Let's look at it again. That cross came in, past 1, past 2. Yeah, they were a bit ahead of that pass.
With another chance gone begging for Stallion Laguna FC in that sequence as Maharlika being pressured on by Stallion. Rillo Raza to McDaniel. Again, Rillo Raza takes a strike or a pass. We don't even know, but that goes out for a goal kick. But looks like a shot for me.
Well, looks like a pass for me.
Tignan natin ulit.
He was trying to get Nomura to run, but, Nomura said, not yet.
Not yet. But credit where it's due. Mukhang ano din eh. Mukhang shot din talaga yung naging forma ni Rillo Raza dun sa sequence na yun eh.
Multi-purpose yung ganong klaseng tira eh.
Medyo panggulat kumbaga. Foul against Koichi Belgira.
You know, if you were looking at Maharlika's attack right now compared to about 10 minutes ago, yung confidence nila with the defense is dwindling kasi they are now putting a lot more players back in critical plays. So, naiiwan na namang mag-isa si Endure sa gitna. Just like this one, mukhang iwan na naman siya. Looks like he has one attacking partner with him.
Ibrahim Endure is again caught by the offside flag of our assistant referee. I think of all the 4 offside calls against Maharlika, lahat yan against Ibrahim Endure with the early passes from the back.
Nagiging suki na siya ngayon eh. Titignan na siya ni referee lagi.
Ayun nga. Teka lang. Offside ka ulit pare. Gagana na lang si referee sa kanya eh.
Well, you can't blame him because Endure is the only point man for Maharlika right now. So he is definitely in the position to make those offsides if he cannot time his run well. And that makes it easy for Stallion because they only have to mark him and play the offside trap against one man.
Ryo Nakamura with the pass to Yuta Nomura on that sequence. As we take a look at that again, Glenn.
Well, that was a nicely placed cross, but Yuta was a little bit a step ahead maybe. Couldn't really get his foot into it the way he wanted to.
Plus the bounce of the ball. Umangat yung bola before he took a strike. So, couldn't get it on target. Unfortunate for Yuta Nomura, but for sure he's going to He's going to try again to add to his 7-goal haul in the Copa. Medyo sinisinok tayo dun.
Well, unfortunate for Utah, but definitely fortunate for Mendez.
Stallion again was able to get the ball from the back, and they're going to start the counter attack with Rio Nakamura on the left side, looking for Finn McDaniel as well on the left. Scanning the field is McDaniel, sends it inside. Too strong of a pass, too strong of a shot, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Ito na yung nagiging template na siya for Maharlika Manila. They lose possession right as they enter the final third of the pitch. And look at that. Look at that attempt. They just wanted to take shots now as if they only just need to.
Well, in my point of view, that was some sort of a cross coming from McDaniel. Endure ngayon ang may dala ng bola. Finds Canicosa. Canicosa with a through ball. Beats the offside trap. No! Too close. Very close for comfort is Abo in that sequence.
Yeah, we thought that the offside trap was beaten, but looks like he was beaten by the offside trap.
Well-timed delay there from the defense of Stallion Laguna FC as they're mounting another substitutions out here. A couple of them coming in. Looks like it's going to be Charlie Beaton and a good friend of ours, Balut Doctora.
Oh, yeah.
Nomura. Still with Nomura. Dancing, twisting and turning. Pero makukuha ng Maharlika only as far as Schaffner. Schaffner to Nomura. Nomura takes a strike. Very confident. But straight to the gloves of Mendez.
Mendez again with another attempt of on heroics here, making sure that they could still stay within the game or at least not concede anymore. Kasi yun na nga yun eh. That's the least that they can do right now. Just stop it at the 3.
The name of the game is survival for Maharlika Manila FC, but they're not going to survive the Copa Paulino Alcantara with this core line. Pretty much saving face in this cup tie against Stallion.
Yeah, 8 goals in 20 minutes is starting to become highly unlikely at this stage, especially with the run of play going against them. But looks like they have a good run right now. Endure just needs to find that pass. Ooh.
Strong challenge from Jordan Jarvis there. Pinaramdam ni Jarvis na, teka lang, di mo ako pwedeng nagpasa, nandito ako eh.
Well, again, Stallion with their physical type of play, especially we only see that kind of play usually when talagang the team is pushing them. So they almost got pushed there a little bit. So they push back.
What a lovely scene we have here as Finn McDaniel gives the captain's armband to the original captain, the longest serving member of the Stallion Laguna FC in Ruben Balut Doctora, checking in for Finn McDaniel, and Charlie Beaton also checking in. He's replacing the brace scorer in Christian Ivanovsky.
Yeah, Balut Doctora, a talisman for Stallion during its heyday, and kind of like Jovin Bedic kind of role. Ooh! And just like that, you could see that he has...
Medyo nakakatuwa yung naging reaction ni Ibrahim Endure na he thought there was a delivery, and you can even hear him all the way to the commentary box saying, hey! He was asking for a pass there.
Well, it could have actually been a good pass, but yeah, that...
Yuta Nomura, sorry to cut you off, Glenn. Yuta Nomura with a chance. With a strike, hits the left post. Cleared away. Only as far as Nakamura. Balot Doctora to Nakamura. Back to Doctora. Doctora with a strike. Another one for Doctora. Couldn't get it on target this time.
Like I said, eye for the goal.
Another deflection, and it's out for a goal kick. But again, Stallion showing their dominance. Let's take a look at that sequence. Rio Nakamura with a pass. Balot, 1-2. Bang! Saved another one. Yun lang, di nakuha yung cut. Di nakuha yung angle dun. What could have been for Balot Doctora.
Stallion bench is full of people who can score just like that.
Usman Jeng feeling a bit of cramps out here, and the magic spray is out. Diba? I think that was on the ankles or the toes as well of Usman Jeng. But also Maharlika Manila will try to shake things up in their substitutions. I think we have a couple of them coming on.
This is where fatigue really is starting to set in, especially for Jeng, because he has been a busy man in front of his goalkeeper Mendez.
Usman Jeng has been really the workhorse at the back for Maharlika Manila FC. So he's going to get some medical attention down the touchline or outside of the playing area. He had to take off his boots as well, or boot rather.
Oh. Well, until he gets replaced, this puts Maharlika at a disadvantage, and they already have been at a big disadvantage with 11 men.
Now they're down to 10 men temporarily, but we will have 3 substitutions out here for Maharlika. As it seems like it's Jean-Marie Clarino, as well as Rigoberto Joseph and Mauro Acot will be coming in for them. So mukhang ubos na yung substitution ng Maharlika after this.
Yeah. They may have played all of their cards now after this one, so they really cannot make any changes anymore. Could something change in the last 15 minutes?
Close to none, with the Stallion really putting on a dominant show here. Beaten. Foul against Maharlika Manila FC. Take note, Beaten has been part of Maharlika Manila FC for the longest time in the recent edition of the Philippines Football League. So he knows, and he's close to these players that we have, as confirmation of the substitutions out there. So that's player number 7, Abo. The other substitute is checking out for Akot. And then Usman Jeng, or rather, Akot is coming in for Usman Jeng. Then Rigoberto Joseph is coming in. Clarino is coming in for Ibrahim Endur.
Fresher legs up front, maybe. They're going to try to... If they're not going to change their strategy, then yeah, it makes sense. Because the fresher legs could definitely give that burst of speed needed.
Yep. Then for Stallion on the other side, that's Ken Pride checking out for... That's Charles Pickering. So corner for Stallion, far post. Schaffner waiting for it, pero makukuha na ngayon ng Stallion or ng Maharlika. Pero makukuha ulit ni Charlie Beaton, who clears it out.
Wow, what a burst of speed that one. Parang kakapasok lang ni Charlie Beaton and he medyo gigil siya.
Yes, of course. Medyo gigil talaga tong si Charlie Beaton dito sa ating cup tie against Maharlika. Again, known to be playing for Maharlika Manila FC in the past. Now playing against Maharlika Manila FC. Looking to prove himself as well that I'm better off with another team.
Well, that's definitely quite a statement. It looks like Stallion was about to play that quickly there, and they almost got away.
Balot with the foul there. That was kind of a late challenge from Balot Doctora. Una ko pa lang naman yun, ref, sabi niya. Una ko pa lang naman yun, sorry na. But that was a strong challenge, and the player went down for Maharlika. Bukod siguro sa players ng Maharlika Manila FC. Let's take a look at this one before or before that. So that was kind of a late challenge from Balot Doctora. But
Y-
siguro, other than the players of Maharlika Manila FC, siguro you could say that the physio of Maharlika Manila FC have put on plenty of mileage as well for this game.
Well, they had to make sure that their players could still play after this one because we still have plenty more to play even after the season is over.
So medyo mabigat yung pagdating doon ni Balot. Well, in that sense, medyo bato-bato kasi din tong si Balot eh. I got the chance to play with him and against him sa isang open play namin dito sa Megawayan, Bulacan with the Highlanders FC. Grabe din eh. Alam mong professional maglaro kasi simple lang siyang gumalaw.
Mm.
Pero pag binigyan ka niya,
Efficient.
pag binigyan ka niya, bibigyan ka talaga niya.
Buti di siya tumalbog sa'yo.
Ako yung tumalbog sa kanya. Eh, malakas yung dating niya sa akin. Eh, so,
Well, bato-bato nga talaga.
mabigat nga talaga yung ano niya. Tignan natin ulit, no? Ayun, no? Medyo late yung tama doon ni ano eh. Yung dating doon ni Balot eh. But there was, I think, Hamon is nursing a gash in the lower chin. The play goes on. They're down to 10 men again.
You can really see the fitness really lurking in. Maharlika Manila is having some difficulties keeping up and playing at this level, whereas as you could see from Stallion Laguna, still full of energy, this team.
Stallion keeping the ball in play, pero ito na ngayon ang Maharlika. Almost a great pass coming from Clarino there, pero goes straight to the path of Valdez.
Yeah, Canicosa no longer has the energy to make that sprint. He already and he actually felt that himself.
Another pass here. Pero babalik pa rin yan kay Mendez.
Utah trying to make his presence known again, and Mendez just lucky enough that it was closer to him than it was to Utah.
Alam mo ano nakaka-surprise dito with Maharlika? Timothy Uy is registered as a forward for Maharlika Manila FC, but take a look where he's playing right now. He's playing more of a left-back role for them.
Maybe they have tapped on his ability to be more of a defensive player.
So far, it's not working for Maharlika with that 3-goal disadvantage against Stallion Laguna FC. Ball goes out in favor of Stallion Laguna FC to the dismay of every player in blue and pink.
Yeah, but they are doing better than the last game. I mean, they did concede 5 goals last game, and this time they're keeping it down to 3, and they are trying to make some chances on their own or of their own, but yun nga, nothing has paid off so far.
The high risk, high reward hasn't produced any high reward for them as they are getting closer and closer to the exit doors of the Copa Paulino Alcantara. Rilio Raza with a through ball for Charlie Beaton on the right side. Charlie Beaton keeps that in play. He's now against Mudang. Takes it back to Charles Pickering. Pickering with a curling ball. Mendez thought about it. No touch, says the referee, and it goes out for a throw-in.
Yeah, he just thought about it, and he thought he could see the trajectory that's gonna miss. No need to touch that necessarily.
Almost a touch, though, from Mendez. The ball stays with Maharlika Manila FC in the final 8 minutes of their Copa Paulino Alcantara campaign. And I think once we get into the final 5 minutes of this game, Glenn, Coach Ernie Nieras will have Kaya FC Iloilo to think about for their semifinal matchup. The Battle of the Giants, we can say, as one team will go home after that. One founding fathers of the club football scene in the Philippines will go out in the semifinals in that matchup.
Well, it's definitely one to watch out for. Ever since UFL days, you know that when these two clash, it's definitely a very action-packed affair.
Doctora ngayon for Stallion. 1-2 pass with
Oh.
Yuta Nomura.
Oh.
Doctora with a strike.
Just like that.
And the team captain scores the 4th goal. Done, dusted, and he sealed that victory for Stallion Laguna FC.
That is without a doubt a striker's goal. Look at it again. Doctora taking it on his lonesome. Yuta was asking for it, and he was given a 1-2 pass. Wow.
Aging like fine wine is Ruben Balut Doctora. Ilonggo din.
Ilonggo power.
Ilonggo power that is. And the player number 9 scores the 4th goal and the 9th goal on aggregate for Stallion Laguna FC.
Right, but that assist from Yuta as well. He knows that Balut was going to continue on with his run and he was about to be in an advantageous position. He gave that ball and made a great pass.
Dito naman sa kabila, Canicosa turns. Medyo may miscommunication, a strike. Pero lalabas ang bola. That was Joseph who took the ball, we could say, away from Canicosa after that wonderful piece of skill, but couldn't get that shot on target.
I mean, Maharlika has their moments of greatness here, but yun nga lang, it's all in the middle of the field. They need something, they need a moment of magic in front of goal as well.
Doctora almost completed pass towards the path of Yuta Nomura. Doctora finds Nakamura on the left side. Still with Nakamura pero makukuha ngayon ng Maharlika Manila FC. Battling for the ball are two players in the middle of the field as Rigoberto wins it for Maharlika Manila FC.
Well, you can definitely see Stallion here not taking a break, fighting for that position, even if it's already in the opposition half.
Again,
they want to press high.
sharpening the knives they are.
Yeah, definitely as sharp as it can get.
Through ball from Canicosa finds Uy. Now looking to be more offensive rather than defensive. Uy still with the ball.
Wow.
Takes it to Canicosa with a lovely piece of skill. Canicosa against 3 players in white. Canicosa stops, pops. Canicosa
nice skill.
looks up, sends a cross into the box. But there is a push from behind from Clarino.
And I think that was also offside. The linesman caught that one. Nicely timed by the defense of Stallion Laguna here.
Counter-attack now for Stallion. Nakamura on the left side. Nomura is asking for it. Takes it back. Schaffner with a strong touch inside the box for Nakamura. Just couldn't hit that ball on target again for Yuta Nomura.
Yuta Nomura showing his value in front of goal here. He almost had that one. And Schaffner, what a good, lovely pass. Look at it again. Nicely placed. Yun nga lang, medyo hindi na control ni Yuta Nomura when it needed to be.
Parang sinabi ni Yuta Nomura, ano bang nagawa ko ngayong Lunes na to na malasin ako ng gantong nang malasin ako ng ganito. Dalawa na eh.
2 close shots.
Baka third time's a charm for Yuta Nomura. Let's wait for it as we still have about 2.5 minutes remaining. Charlie Beaton wins the ball for Stallion, who takes a strike straight to Mendez. Almost spilled it, but finally gathering the ball.
Nakaabang si Balut Doctora right in front of Mendez that
And
time.
speaking of nakaabang, Rio Nakamura with a strike from distance, but that has been saved once again by Mendez, which they concede another corner out here. Ganda ng strike eh. Close, but Mendez was there to cover.
I think Mendez has definitely been that difference between an even bigger deficit.
Corner number 5 for Stallion Laguna FC. Christian Hammond steps back into the game with a bandage around his head just to cover that gash dun sa lower chin. One would say nakita na nila to sa mga lumang comedy films eh. Delivery, but there is impeding the path of the goalkeeper, so a foul is called against Stallion Laguna FC.
Yun yung mahirap once you've already used all of your cards. You can no longer replace players that are in need of replacement because of injury.
Nakita nila si Christian Hammond dun sa last view na yun, no? Nakita ko na to eh.
Parang typical Filipino movie.
Oo, palabas sila Banky dati kasama si Dolphy. But that's enough to protect Hammond on that bandage. What a lovely piece of skill from Beaton, but he couldn't beat Mudang on that sequence. He tackled him and gave him the look. Talagang may something eh. May history yung yung pinapakita dito ni Beaton eh.
May gigil talaga eh.
May gigil. Taking on everybody wearing blue and pink. As we're getting confirmation of the stoppage time out here. 5 more minutes. 5 minutes to confirm the passage to the semifinals for Stallion Laguna FC, and 5 minutes for them to add one more and replicate their goal-scoring tally in the first leg.
Well, just like what you said, looks like at this point they might be thinking, or they can now start thinking about their next opponent here. It's going to be a tough one for them for sure.
And we have great matchups when we go to the semifinals. We'll talk about that in a bit when we wrap things up for tonight. But Maharlika Manila FC still looking to save face, keep themselves proud. They've reached the quarterfinals. It isn't an easy task, but they were able to make it here as Clarino hits the left or the right post, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Just a consolation goal could really lift the mood, at least in this huge deficit, huge loss that they are about to incur. But they really have tried their best, and reaching the quarterfinals alone is achievement enough, especially if you haven't really been able to play at that level in a while.
Well, they were in a tough group with Dynamic Herb Cebu FC in the group stages. They were also grouped with the other quarterfinalists in the University of the Philippines Fighting Maroons. So it was a tough road for Maharlika to make it to the quarterfinals, but credit where is due. Coach David Basa turned this side from being a dark horse to a competitive side. As they're wrapping things off now, Yuta Nomura has been taken down but no foul is called. Ball first, says the referee. Rigoberto ngayon ang gagawa para sa Maharlika Manila FC. Schaffner is there to cover. Former teammates as well. Schaffner being shaken off by Rigoberto. Now they switch the play to Akot on the left side.
They almost had something there. Canicosa was lurking on the left side of the flank here, and they couldn't find him.
Ito na yung senyales na hindi na kinakabahan or hindi na tense si Coach Ernie. Tingin ka dyan sa sideline, wala na si Coach Ernie. O, diba? Relaxing na. Nagre-relax na si Coach Ernie. Okay na. Makakatawid na.
Medyo nakakapagod nga naman na nakatayo ka ng 90 minutes sa may technical area.
Oo naman, pero he doesn't have to. The boys know what to do against a team like Maharlika who goes for the quick counter-attack, pero pupunta lang yung bola na yan, pupunta kay Valdez. But
well,
yeah.
They have been given their assignments. They have performed exactly to specifications. So this is definitely a Stallion Laguna performance that he would like to see more of.
Almost at the end of it, 2 more minutes. 2 minutes remaining in this game and in this cup tie that we have. And in 2 minutes, we can say that the cast is complete for the semifinals.
Yeah, well, you can't say it just yet. There's still A minute and several seconds left in this game. Stoppage time.
Saan mo kukunin yung himala na yan, Glenn, with 2 minutes and 9 goals? 10 goals, we could say.
Oh,
Pero meron pa rin action dito with Jarvis just getting too physical on Clarino there.
yeah. Usually at the dying stages of the game, you're supposed to be winding down, but definitely they're trying to wind him up.
Sakit nun. Nasampal sa mukha si Clarino dun sa sequence na yun. That's a yellow card on Jarvis. Why me? Yes. Why you? You got the foul there, so yellow card for Jordan Jarvis.
Well, Maharlika Manila has an opportunity to at least save face here. See if they could turn this one into a consolation goal.
Akot sends this one in.
Ah!
Punched away by Valdez. Doctora starts the counter attack, passing it to Nakamura on that left side. And Doctora now off to the races on the left side as well. Cleared away by Timothy Uy.
Looks like the referee is going to allow one more passage of play here.
Possibly the final passage of play for Stallion and for this quarterfinals. And that is it. With the referee John Mike Basinang's final whistle, the cast is complete for the semifinals of the 2023 Copa Paulino Alcantara. A dominant show of force for Stallion Laguna FC, scoring 4-0, 9-0 on aggregate. Your thoughts on this entire two-legged quarterfinals, Glenn?
Definitely one-sided for my tastes, but this goes to show what kind of quality Stallion Laguna has put onto the table. They are setting the bar here. They are sending a message to their next opponent that, hey, we can keep up. We can do these kinds of games as well. Are you ready for us? Because this is definitely war. Next, moving up to the next stage.
Well, the question is, and this question goes to all of our fans of the Copa Paulino Alcantara, are you ready for the Final Four of the Copa Paulino Alcantara? Again, another two-legged semifinals. We'll talk about that in a bit. But we have Stallion Laguna FC sealing the deal against Maharlika Manila FC. We thought Maharlika's gonna put on a show and give the fight to Stallion Laguna FC, but it was really a dominant showing from Stallion Laguna FC.
Yeah, they really tried shuffling their cards here. They tried using up all of the substitutions, changing the formation several times within the game. Pero yun nga, they can't seem to unlock, they can't seem to find the gaps to pass between Stallion Laguna. Stallion keeping a watertight defense, keeping a really sharp offense. They have dominated the game. They have dominated the position. Let's look at it. And the runs from the forwards, the runs from their attacking players, always on point, always ready to pounce on those balls whenever they get the pass ahead of them. Yun yung talagang very big difference. We've seen Maharlika getting those kinds of opportunities kung saan si player is within the line. He could make that kind of run. You just need to put the ball ahead of him. Hindi nangyari yun. Stallion, on the other hand, was able to find gaps by placing the ball ahead of potential runners.
Well, all they need was Galeana's opening goal after a lovely sequence of attack here, capped off by Galeana, and that was all he needed to do to boost the morale of Stallion Laguna FC, coming off a very gracious defeat in the AFC Cup, but they are into the semifinals of the Copa Paulino Alcantara in dominant fashion as well, winning 9 goals on aggregate. Ivanovsky with a brace of his own in this game. He really showed that he was the player to watch, and I think we could also say that he is the player of the match. For me, he is, but for you, Glenn, Who do you pick out as the player of the match for Stallion?
No doubt, I would pick him as well. It's because you can see the quality that he brings to the field. He can make those clear passes. He can make those surprise runs. And he's really accurate on goal, especially that beautiful volley taken from outside. That one was a really worldly for me. I can really say that he has added a lot of quality into this attacking Stallion side.
Stallion Laguna's second goal of the match, first one of the game for Ivanovsky, could be a candidate for goal of the tournament here in the Copa Paulino Alcantara, but credit where is due as well for Maharlika Manila FC. Mendez had plenty of action to to usher off against Stallion Laguna FC, but it was all about the accuracy, the dominance, the finesse of Stallion Laguna FC in this matchup or in this entire cup tie that gave them the upper hand, that gave them the advantage, and that gave them the willpower to make it to the knockout stages or to the semifinals rather of the Copa Paulino Alcantara. Plenty of highlights to talk about in this game. Plenty of attempts coming from Stallion Laguna FC. Shavner also has been in the thick of the action for Stallion Laguna.
Oh yeah, he has been. And like what we were expecting, he was going to control that midfield. And just like what you've seen, whenever the ball was trying to get its way past the middle third, he was right there along with the center backs to really take that ball. Just like that one, looks like a good place to win the ball. And just as the match was getting into the end game here, you could see Schaffner now comfortably moving up front, taking shots on his own and making his presence felt not just by the defense but also on the offensive end of Stallion Laguna.
Finn McDaniel, although he didn't get a score or didn't get a goal here in this game, has been very much of an impact player as well for Stallion Laguna FC, threatening the goal mouth even on the first attempt for Stallion Laguna FC earlier on. And then the infusion of the substitutes for Stallion Laguna FC. Coach Ernie Nieras really shuffled the cards well and was able to squeeze everything from his bench.
Oh yeah, especially when he relied again on his Japanese substitutes, Japanese players. The Japanese connection right off the bat earlier, wow, that could have been a really good goal as well. Pero yun nga, that's what makes this Stallion side really dangerous, is that you can see and look at their bench and say, wow, this is a real bench, this is a real deep roster here. They have depth. They have players that can be placed anywhere. So, you know, one thing that Coach Ernie has with his team is he is spoilt for choice when it comes to building up his team regardless of who they face.
And even with an aging Balut Doctora on the bench, wearing the captain's armband and scoring another goal for his side, I mean, you gotta love the options that Coach Ernie Nieras can utilize from the bench. As we take a look at the stats of the entire match out here, really show the dominance of Stallion Laguna FC possession-wise, earning 60% of the ball. Look at the shot counts out here, Glenn. 31 shots on goal for Stallion Laguna FC, 17 of them being on target. I mean, Mendez had his hands full for the entire matchup, but simply a show of dominance for Stallion.
For sure. I think that's the most number of shots that I've seen in a single game. And we've been calling this game since the start.
Grabe, no? Again, 31 shots, 17 on target. Now, question is how they're going to do this in their semifinals as we wrap things up for tonight with the stats that we have. All of those are going to be put into just the paper for us to review as we look into the semifinal pairings. Kaya FC Iloilo punched their ticket as the first ones to make it to the semifinals. Then they had to wait for this matchup. Now they have Stallion Laguna FC to face in the semifinals. And then on the other bracket, you have Mendiola FC being shown the exit doors by Cebu. Cebu progressed to the semifinals. They will be facing a not a newcomer but a returning Davao Aguilas Yumak FC. What do you think about the final four that we have right now, Glenn?
I think we have the right Final Four. I think this is going to lead into one of the best Copas that we have ever seen throughout its existence. I mean, look at the one bracket here. We're looking at we're looking at Davao, and they're going to coming into that game with the momentum that they bring, and they took down a CF Manila who is studded with talent just as well, right? So it was a close game, and it definitely was one for the ages. So we can expect that when they face Cebu, it's gonna be it's not gonna be a straightforward one for sure, right? Now on the other bracket,
If we're gonna talk about the other bracket, Kaya FC, Iloilo, and Stallion Laguna FC in the semifinals of the Copa Paulino Alcantara, who would have thought these two teams will face as early as the semifinals, Glenn? But talking about that pairing, it's gonna be an all-out battle. We've seen both sides scoring left to right, getting plus 10 goals in the group stages, getting plus 10 goals as well. Well, Kaya scored a total of 11 goals on aggregate against UP. On the other side, Stallion with 9 goals on aggregate against Maharlika Manila FC. What are you going to expect on that other semifinal pairing?
one thing is for sure, neither Stallion Laguna nor Kaya FC can expect this as a walk in the park. No more number of goals. It's no longer going to be the quantity of goals. It's now going to be the quality of goals that we're going to see. We are seeing two very sharp tools in the shelf, and this is going to be one of the biggest face-offs that we're going to see this year.
Well, we're going to have some fireworks in the semifinals of the Copa Paulino Alcantara, but we will take a much-needed break for the international break, and we're going to wrap things up for tonight. Once again, my name is Jamer De La Cruz, and it's been a pleasure calling this game together with you, Glenn, and we also want to recognize the panel that we have, the broadcast team that we have, headed by Direct David Chot Diaz, and alongside Renzi Medina, Darat Monte, Renato Molato, and or James Valdevicio, and Paula Tagra, the operators of the cameras that we do have here, and also for the hardworking men and women here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. We would like to say that it has been a pleasure bringing you the quarterfinals of the Copa Paulino Alcantara, and gaya nga nasabi namin, magpapahinga lang kami for the FIFA International break, and when we come back, it's the semifinals of the 2023 Copa Paulino Alcantara. Once again, we would like to thank you all. So long, good night, and always keep the legacy.